After launching the software, you can see that there are many stunning templates for you to quickly start a project. There are 2 ways to create a project. Let's start by creating a new project and choose the video size in the pop-up window. Now, you can start creating your whiteboard videos. Double-click the background slider on the timeline and set the background color in the pop-up window to choose the color Pure White. Click on an empty spot on the screen, then you can see the effect. Add local music in the right window. Select the music to be added and transcode it to add to the scene. Drag the playhead to listen to the added music. Adjust the music volume and set the effects sound fade in and sound fade out. Listen to the music again. Next, add a local image. Adjust its size in the canvas and drag and drop to the appropriate position. Drag its slider on the timeline to the front. Double-click on its slider on the timeline and choose the hand drawing effect from the with hand action option in the pop-up window. Then set the hand type below and choose None. Drag the playhead to preview the effect. Duplicate the image on the timeline. Resize, and place it in the right place in the canvas. Click the plus sign in the right bottom corner to add an action line. Drag the slider to the newly added action line. Adjust the position of the slider. Check the effects. Keep duplicating the same image and repeat the above operations. Adjust its size and position. Add a new line of action and adjust the position of its slider on the timeline. Continue to duplicate the image and repeat the previous operations. This is a great way to duplicate elements on the canvas without uploading images again and again. Let's look at the overall effect. Click to add another image from the computer. Double-click on the slider and choose the custom animation from the no hand action option. Then adjust the movement direction on the y-axis. After confirming the application of the animation effect, adjust the final position of the element. Adjust the entrance time and duration of the element's effect. Open the script and copy the text content. Add a text box, paste the text content, and make some adjustments to the text. Choose a font that works best. Adjust the position of the text in the canvas. Drag the playhead to see the whole effect of the animation. Fine-tune the slider to get a better animation effect. Click the slider on the timeline and choose the hand drawing entrance effect. Set the hand type to none. Drag the playhead to see the whole effect. Adjust the text size on the right side. Fine-tune the text position. And check the animation effect. Click Shape on the right side. Locate the circle shape and drag it onto the canvas. Resize and reposition the circle in the canvas. Then set its outline color in the right sidebar after completing the adjustments. Click its slider on the timeline, and set the hand type of the hand drawing effect to none. Preview the effect and continuously adjust the position of the slider on the timeline. Zoom in on the timeline to better adjust the slider. Click to add an image from the computer. Resize and reposition this element in the canvas. Drag its slider to another action line. Check the presentation of this element. Set the hand type to none. Adjust the duration of its effect. Duplicate this element. Adjust the position and size of the new element in the canvas, and its slider's position on the timeline. Duplicate this slider on the timeline. Continue to duplicate an element. Shrink the canvas and adjust the position and size of the last duplicated element. Adjust the size and the position of it in the canvas. Drag its slider to another action line. Change its duration time. Drag it to another action line. Continue to duplicate it on the timeline. Place the new element in a proper action line. Duplicate it in the canvas. Check the animation effect and fine-tune the sliders. Click the plus sign located after the animation effect row, and select the wipe option from the clear effects under the with hand action section. Adjust the slider to shorten the duration of the animation effect. Add a new image from the computer. Adjust the appropriate size and place it in the center of the canvas. Double-click the slider to select the pull-down animation effect under the with hand action. Adjust its entrance time and animation effect duration. Locate line under the shape section, click, and draw a line in the canvas. Modify the line color. Double-click the line in the canvas and uncheck the paper cutting effect. Continue to add and draw a line and uncheck the paper cutting effect. Double-click the slider to modify the first line's animation effect. Select the hand drawing effect under the with hand action. Preview the effect, adjust the position of the slider, and the duration of the animation effect. Adjust the position of the second line on the timeline. Select the animation effect, and adjust the animation duration. Continue adding a third line to the canvas. Double-click it to uncheck the animation effect. Shorten its slider to adjust its animation duration, and preview the effect. Add a local image. Position and size it appropriately to coordinate with other elements added to the canvas. Click its slider to set the hand type of the hand drawing effect to none. Stretch the slider to extend its animation duration. Drag the playhead to see the effect. Continue to add a local image. Resize and place it appropriately. Double-click the slider to select the click effect under the with hand action section. Then adjust the length and position of the slider. Add an image and adjust it in the same way. Continue to add a prepared element from the computer. Resize and place it appropriately in the canvas. Set its animation effect to extend. Check its effect. Add another element in the same way and adjust its size in the canvas and its slider position on the timeline. Properly adjust the positions of other element sliders to make the whole animation more natural. Zoom in on the screen to better adjust the size and position of the newly added element. Make it cover the unlit lamp from the previously added image. Adjust the opacity of this image. Exit view camera mode. And adjust the size of the elements in the canvas to be more coordinated with the whole screen. Set the animation effect click for the newly added element. Adjust the entrance time and animation effect duration of two adjacent elements. Click the plus sign behind the slider, and select the animation effect flash under the no hand action. Check the effect and adjust the animation duration by shortening the slider length. Add a local image. Adjust the appropriate size and position in the canvas. It is better to zoom in on the scene so that it covers the element from the previously added image. Drag the playhead to check the effect. Shorten the animation effect duration. Click the plus sign behind the slider, and select the animation effect more under the no hand action. Set the direction and distance of movement for the element in the canvas. Check the effect. Click the plus sign behind the element slider, select the fade out effect in clear effects. And choose clear multiple lines. Drag the playhead to see how it animates. Click the camera icon above the timeline to add a camera roll. Click the plus sign behind the camera row, and then select None under No Hand Action. Adjust the camera slider position on the timeline. Then resize the camera in the canvas. Check the effect. Fine-tune its slider position on the timeline. Let's add an image to create a third scene. Resize and place the element appropriately in the canvas. Set its entrance effect to fade in down under no hand action. Preview its effect. And constantly adjust the position of its slider and the animation duration to achieve the ideal presentation. Add an element by uploading a local image. Resize and reposition it in the canvas. Use the flip horizontally feature to fit this element to the scene. Set its entrance effect to hand drawing under with hand action. Draw a line in the canvas. Uncheck the paper cutting effect. Click the center back button above the canvas to place the line behind the man, making the scene reasonable. Continue to add elements by uploading images from the computer to enrich the scene. Adjust their size and position in the canvas appropriately to make the scene harmonious. Uncheck the paper cutting effect. Fine-tune its position to get the desired animation effect. Click its slider to set the entrance effect to fade in under no hand action. Drag the slider to another action line and shorten its length. Add an image and resize and reposition it in the canvas. Click its slider to set entrance effect for it under no hand action. Hover the mouse over each option to see which animation effect is appropriate. Choose pull down. Drag the playhead to see how it animates. Duplicate the element. Adjust the size and position of the duplicated element in the canvas and its slider on the timeline. Continue to duplicate the element and adjust it in the canvas. Adjust the slider length and its position for 3 elements. This makes the animation more compact. Drag the sliders to other action lines for better and smoother animation. Click the plus sign on the action line to set the exit effect to erase. Do the same operations for the other 2 elements. Adding the erase effect and adjusting the position of the sliders to control when the animation occurs. Locate the camera row and click the plus sign to set the camera effect to none. Drag the camera effect slider to a proper position on the timeline and shorten its length. Adjust the size and position of the camera frame in the canvas. Check the effect. Draw a line in the canvas area of this camera frame. As I did before, uncheck the paper cutting effect. Click its slider to set its entrance effect to hand drawing. Fine-tune the slider's position on the timeline. Continue to add an element by importing a local image. Adjust its size and place it in the canvas appropriately. Then set its entrance effect to sketch and choose none in the hand type option. Add an element, adjust its size and position in the canvas, drag its slider to a proper place. Check its effect, and then choose a suitable entrance animation effect for it. Select rounded rectangle and draw it in the canvas. Adjust the size, position and shape of it. Click it to uncheck the paper cutting effect. Click the second pen icon to decrease its border weight. Set its entrance effect and choose none in the hand type option. Shorten its animation duration. Click the plus sign above the timeline to increase the duration of the entire animation. Adjust the position of the entrance effect slider on the timeline. Then duplicate one and drag it to the action line below. After copying the slider, there will be an extra shape in the canvas. Place it appropriately. Place it behind the other element in the canvas. Continue to duplicate the shape. Adjust the new shape in the canvas and its slider on the timeline. Select a shape and draw it on the canvas. Choose the pure fill type, fill color, and set the same border color. Double-click it to uncheck the paper cutting effect. Adjust the position of its slider and add a sketch animation effect to it. Duplicate this element and adjust it both on the timeline and the canvas. Choose another fill color for it and duplicate it. Placing the new element in place to match another element on the canvas. Set another color. It's a good way to use the eyedropper tool to select the desired color faster. Add a new action line and drag the third added element slider to the new action line. Drag the playhead to see the effect. Add one more element by importing an image. Adjust it in the canvas and on the timeline as needed. Set its entrance effect. Click to add a text box and place it appropriately in the canvas. Type the text prepared in advance. Set entrance effect hand drawing with no hand type for the first added text. Duplicate two text boxes and change the text content. Properly adjust the elements in the canvas so that they can coordinate with each other. Continue to add new action lines to place the sliders of the two new text boxes. Repeat previous operations. Preview the animation effect. Now, the animation is complete. Save the project on the computer. Then, publish the project as a video. After checking there is no problem with the output folder, video size and format, click Publish. The video has been successfully published. Let's take a look at the final effect.